Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. What happened today? Non-farm payrolls. Job numbers came out 8:30 a.m. and that's what I was saying in my past video, that it could shake the market, and that's what it did. But there's something interesting that has happened in today's session, which I really want to talk about in today's video. So we need to understand what's coming ahead for us, and don't get overly bearish. I'll tell you why. So let's get into it. It's going to be a good one. All right, let's start with S&P 500 index. So what happened today? We were down 1.63% on the day. We gapped below, and then we just pretty much had basically a zigzag day. Okay, we sold off, rallied, sold off. But here's what's interesting. If we go to 2-hour time frame, I have the zone defined here. Okay, that's the demand zone. Everybody knows about it. If we start breaking below this, okay, let's say this happens, okay, let's say in the next week the market comes down, goes below, and then it tries to rally, resistance, and then sell off. Okay, as soon as it breaks, a lot of people are already going to become bearish, right? That's one scenario. What else could happen? Here's something else that could happen. We left a big gap here, okay? That needs to be filled. So the market can actually rally and then could be sold and then bought, break. That would be bullish, right? And I'm still bullish on the market, and here's why. If I show you on the daily, what's happening? That today's candle, it's not like totally engulfing candle, meaning it's not basically taking the whole previous past green candle, okay? It's still within the big green candle. So if you think about it, here's what's happening. We rallied, sold, rallied, sold, okay? So what are we doing? We're consolidating, okay? We are getting ready for the next move. Could be up, could be down. If it goes up, where my target is, 4,300. Big zone. And still remember, don't forget, we need to fill this gap. It has to be. Sooner or later, it's going to happen. It can't just stay there. History says, statistics say, gaps are going to be filled. So it has to fill the gap. All right? So in the next couple of sessions, I think next week is really going to tell us where the market's headed. If we go and break below this key level, yep, I think bad times coming for the market, to be ready for that, guys. I'm already telling you ahead of time. But if we start breaking above this, I mean, if you're making another high, I think we're definitely going 4,300. So just keep an eye on that. And I'll be updating you in the next Monday session, Tuesday session, right, next week. So let's switch over to Nasdaq. So pretty much similar thing happened with the Nasdaq. It's still in that demand zone. I mean, we can look at a 2-hour time frame for the same thing. I mean, look at this. It came right there and it just bought back. Okay, the market should not get below this. It should not take this out. But here's the problem, which I don't like about Nasdaq. And obviously Nasdaq is a little bit weaker market, obviously, compared to the S&P 500. But we left a gap here. It needs to be filled. Okay, market could come down and then could try to rally and could face resistance. We don't want to see that, right? But that's the bearish case, right? And then it straight goes down. The bullish case is we go up, fill the gap right there, right? This gap, and basically that come back down and then we go up. That's the bullish case. So we're gonna watch what happens, but Nasdaq really has an upside. At least I think we can still go up around 5-6%. So like 2-3 days we can have like nice bullish days, and we can, I think, really overshoot like to 1380. That would be really nice. All right, so what else? Let's look at DXY, dollar index. Okay, really dollar is in the middle of nowhere. Okay, I still think the biggest resistance is here at 103 right now. It's just, I think it should just go down, but we can say it should go down, but it's really gonna be, the time will tell. But currently it's just doing something, so nothing too much right now. US 10-year, this is a little bit concerning to me. We have this nice trend line here. I'm gonna go over to 2-hour time frame. So it's really been going up in the last couple of sessions. Okay, we have a nice trend line here that's been met and straight sell off. I really want this to be turned around. I mean, we don't want to see US 10-year just going back up to 3.1. That's going to be really bad for the market, and it's going to be putting downward pressure on the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. So hopefully we see a turnaround story. This goes up and just sell, and something like this. So that's what we bullish for the market. Let's look at the VIX Fear and Greed Index basically. So here's the interesting part. S&P 500, Nasdaq both sold off. What happened to the VIX? Okay, it did not. It tried to go up, right? But it came straight down. And what have we done? We have broken past that level, which I was talking about in the past videos. Now, what that means is we could be headed to this area basically. We could be headed, we broke this level, all right, sorry, this level, and now we got rejected, and now we could be going to the 2020 VIX basically. And how would that synergize with the market? Okay, if the VIX comes down, the market, like the theory I was proposing, to go 4,300 on the S&P 500, that would make sense, right? VIX comes down, market rallies, possibly, right? So we're going to look at that. The other thing I want to look at is PCC, put to call ratio. Let's look at the more line chart. So some puts more entered into the system today. But here's the most interesting part, and which I haven't talked in the past videos. But look at the amount of puts. Bam, 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 bam. So many. Five. I mean, you wouldn't see that in, past, right? You can hover, it sometimes goes up one time, two times, three times, but, it was just bam, up and down, up and down, up and down. There's so many puts entered into the system. That's another reason, reason for me to be bullish, because I still feel that too many puts in the system. Wall Street, for them to make a lot of money or basically make the maximum amount of money, they will try to push the market up. Because of the 7 straight sell-off weeks that we had, everybody was bearish. And even today, everybody's bearish. So, as Warren Buffett says, when everybody's bearish, when there's blood on the street, you need to get greedy, all right? So, we're going to keep looking at that every day, basically. All right, so let's get into some stocks, all right? So we're going to start with Apple today, okay? Apple, not really looking so good, but here's something interesting that has happened. We filled the gap. Perfect. Really good. We filled that gap exactly the way we would have wanted. And now Apple has an upside. Now Apple can really just go straight up. I mean, it can fill this gap. It has to do it. It's going to do it. Sooner or later, it's going to do it. So if the market rallies, can the Apple rally? For sure, right? So we're going to keep an eye on that. Amazon, 2.5% down on the day today. Its split is coming out basically. So I think it had a nice run, and today the market was down, so everything just sold off, right? Google, nothing much, but I think it's still, doing much better than, because only down 2.6%. But I think that's a lot for Google. But I think it's still holding up the 20 EMA, so it's still okay. Nvidia, obviously high growth stock. In these kind of market conditions, it gets beaten up a lot. Down 4.5% on the day. Yesterday was great, but yeah, I mean in this market, every news matters. So nothing much. But AMD was, AMD did pretty good. I'm really impressed. Like touch wood. It's doing a good job. It's been beaten down a lot compared to Nvidia, so it's doing pretty good. The story of the day, or the stock of the day, everybody was talking about, it was one of the most active stocks today, and it's Tesla, right? Elon Musk came out in the morning and he said 10% of the stock will be cut, okay, because he has a bad feeling about the economy. And rightfully, everybody is a little bit afraid. Inflation is hitting everybody, right? And even it affects me, right? When I go to buy grocery stuff, I'm seeing prices are just high for every stuff, right? And I don't like that. right? So he also doesn't have a good feel about the economy, and Tesla is going to be cutting some workers. Maybe they have growth, they have grown a lot, and they've hired a lot of people, so they may be cutting down a little bit, right? So what happened? And everybody knew it's going to happen, and Tesla was down 10% on the day, 9.22% to be exact. So um, still, I mean, here's an interesting part though, a bullish case for the Tesla stock owners. What have we left? You've left a huge, huge gap. Oh, we have left a huge gap up here. Okay, that needs to be filled. So Tesla could actually rally in the next session and fill that gap, and it may sell off. So it is likely, it could happen. So just keep an eye on that. If it starts to rally, here's when a lot of people are gonna think, okay, I'm gonna take some profit. I'm gonna take some profit. Okay, just keep an eye on that. So I think that was the story of the day. We can look at the Bitcoin. Nothing interesting going on there. It's just hovering in that range. 32,000 is kind of a resistance, but I'm not interested in Bitcoin at the moment. It's just not showing. See, Bitcoin is more of a sentiment. Okay, when everybody gets just excited, weekend, long weekend, those kind of days, it just rallies. But I'm not interested. This is not looking good to me. So if you guys enjoyed today's video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like the channel. We're going to be discussing a lot of things in the future as well. I would appreciate your comments in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye for now.